Hi everyone, how are you today? God bless you. I'm here again to share an open vision, you would call it, although I was in bed, it was before daybreak and I was restless, and I've come to learn that God puts me in that space so that I can really receive what He's doing. If I'm feeling restless and finding it hard to sleep, that's when I need to pay attention. Learned that, thank you God. But anyway, so let's get into this vision. It's quite an exciting vision. I've had a couple of days to pray on it, and interpretation came quite quickly actually. So we'll get into it. So I was in a crowded street and I was crossing the road, and I'm pretty certain that I was in London. I say that because I knew that Big Ben was there, although I couldn't actually see the time. And there were double-decker buses, and it was super busy, and I'm pretty sure we were crossing the road. When I say we, I actually had a child in tow. And halfway across the road, I bent down to attend to this child. And as I'm bending down to attend to this child, I could see, looking at the vision, looking at the scene, that for the lack of a better word, a man walked past through the crowd, and he was nervous, and he was taking big long strides, like he was trying not to disturb anything and be very unnoticeable. In saying that, he was dressed from the very tippy tip of his head to the bottom of his toes in complete black, and it was skin tight. You couldn't see his face. All you could see was this black figure. I didn't get definition of what that black figure was, whether he was dressed in black or whether he was just black. But anyway, he was quite tall and taking big long strides and not trying to disturb anything. However, he dropped something when he went past, and it rolled to me as I was attending to this child, and I picked it up, stopped it from rolling, and it was actually a bone. A section of bone that was about, small dinner plate size, circular bone from, say, a femur or something like that. Large femur. So anyway, when I looked at the bone, the top surface, you could see that it had been cut, and I was looking at, the details of that. It was very detailed. And then when I turned it over, the bottom part of the bone had been sawn so that you could see the marrow of the centre of the bone. And I saw lots of detail there. I saw the gooiness of the marrow and the saw cuts, and, the different dimensions of that, So anyway, I'm pretty confused at this stage. I've got this bone, and I stand up, and there's still people rushing across the road, and I ask God, I say, well, what am I doing with this? I'm confused. I don't even understand what this is, right? And then God says to me that this is my confirmation, and I should share this confirmation. This is the DNA evidence that we have corruption in our ranks, in our how do I say this without actually saying what I think? So God was just making it clear that we need to be concerned about the DNA, and that we were in the times of Noah. Actually, his words. We are now, this is your confirmation, we are in the times of Noah. So I wanted to touch on that because for me it's important that when God gives me a message, something like this, I want to go find it in the Bible, because this is our guidebook, I guess you could say. This is the code breaker, everything we need to know, the word, everything we need to know is in that book. So if I share this stuff with you, I want to you go to the Bible, have a look, but I have a few verses here that you could look at, or you could find your own. But anyway, on Matthew 24, excuse me, I've got a long list, I don't mean to be taking up too much of your time, but I think it's important we share that Matthew 24, 36 through 46, excuse me, I'm going to take my glasses off because I can't read with them on. Okay, but concerning that day and the hour no one knows, not even angels of heaven nor the Son, but the Father only. For as For as the days of Noah were, so will be the day of the coming of the Son of Man. For as those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark. And they were unaware until the flood came. They were unaware until the flood came. So this is so you're not unaware, right? Okay. And swept all away. So will be the coming of the day of the Son of Man. Then two men will be in the field. One will be taken and one will be left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill. One will be taken and one will be left. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know the day that your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known that in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake, and he would have not left his house to be broken into. Therefore you must also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. So initially I thought that this dream was a confirmation dream of the days of Noah, remembering though that in the days of Noah here, in this time now, these are the end times, right? Jesus doesn't come 2 or 3 or 10 times, right? He's been as Jesus himself. I just said something really silly there. He comes twice. Once to save us on the cross and once to save us because we didn't get it the first time, right? Okay. Okay, where am I up to? Luke 17:22 through 37. Then he said to his disciples, the time is coming when you will long to see the day the Son of Man returns, but you won't see it. People will tell you, look, there is the Son of Man. He is. But don't go out and follow them, for as the lightning flashes and the lights up the sky from one end to the other, so it will be on the day of when the Son of the Man comes. But first the Son of Man must suffer terribly, and he will be rejected by his generation. Sadly, I see that so much more these days. If I say grace round a table, I get looked at sideways. It's pretty horrible, really. When the Son of Man returns, it will be like in the days of Noah. When the Son of Man returns, it will be like in the days of Noah. In those days, the people enjoyed banquets and parties and weddings right up to the time Noah entered his boat, and the flood came and destroyed all of them. And nobody was listening to Noah, right? Okay. And the world will be as the days of Lot, when they went about their daily business, eating and drinking, buying and selling, framing and building, until the morning Lot left Sodom. Then fire and burning sulfur rained down from heaven and destroyed them all. Yes, it will be business as usual, right up until the day of Son of Man is revealed. And on the day, a person out on the deck of a roof must not go down to his house and pack. A person out on the field should not return home. Remember what happened to Lot's wife. If you cling to your life, you will lose it, and if you let it go, you will save it. That night, 2 people will be asleep in one bed. One will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding flour at the mill, and one will be taken and the other will be left. Where this will happen, Lord? The disciples asked. Jesus replied, just as the gathering of vultures shows there is a carcass nearby, so is the signs indicated, for the time is near. Oh, I do apologise for my reading, please. I hope you can get the message. It's pretty nerve-wracking reading I don't know how many people are going to see this. I'm trying really hard, please forgive me. Okay, and the last one I want to share with you, I want to share this with you because this one speaks to that figure that was going across the road, and I knew immediately when I saw that figure in my dream that figure was an evil figure. In the actual reality, to share something with you, a couple of years ago, I actually saw one of those, something that looked just like it, very similar to it, in my daughter's home, and we had to do a lot of praying, and we got her out of there pretty quickly. Anyway, so Genesis 6, 4 through 7, the Nephilim were on the earth at that time. Also immediately after, and when those divine beings were having sexual relations with those human women who gave birth to their children for them, these children became the heroes and the legendary figures of ancient times. The Lord saw that human evil was growing more and more throughout the earth, with every inclination of people's thoughts so becoming only evil on a continuous basis. Then the Lord regretted that time that he'd made human beings on the earth, and he was deeply grieved about that. So the Lord said, I will annihilate these human beings whom I've created from the earth, including people, animals, crawling things, and flying creatures, because I'm grieving that I made them. Okay, so it'll be in the times of Noah. He made a promise. Remember, I don't actually have this right on hand, but there's rainbows in the skies today, and that is an indication, a reminder from God that he won't flood the planet like he did back then. Okay, so please don't be concerned that we're going to see a physical flood of water that will annihilate everyone. That's not what this is about. This is about being vigilant in your love of Christ and having your eyes open and reading the Bible, because it's the Bible that will guide you and lead you and tell you the truth. Okay, and there's going to be, of course, people who are going to say Jesus has already come, or he's over here, or he's over there. You will know when Jesus arrives, because we'll all know. It's not going to be a pocket of people here and there that are going to know. We are all going to know when Jesus comes. And listen, ask for forgiveness. When you ask for forgiveness, when you ask Jesus into your heart, and you mean it, okay, you're already forgiven. And that's what's going to save you. Get into your Bible. If you need a Bible, personally message me. Put something down in the bottom in the message section, and I'll send you one. It doesn't really matter where you are. I'll send you a full Bible. You can get them online. But it's pretty cool to have your own Bible and, go to bed with a book at night, or, curl up on the couch and read the Bible. You're getting the true word, the word that was written for you when you read the Bible. I hope that this has been informative. I hope I did God proud. It's pretty nerve-wracking doing these things, and I know that it's pretty hard to listen to a lot of us some of the time. Please forgive me for that terrible reading. But I hope and pray that this meant something to you.